Digital 410 Productions proudly presents the Waterman and D-Train Show.
Digitized live from the ACT Computer Studios in Cape Coral, Florida, it's the Waterman and D-Train Show.
What's up, OG5? It's another warm, cold day here in Southwest Florida, and I just dropped my phone on the floor. But we're trying to get everything put back together for you guys. And thank you guys for your continued support. You get to see the mess under the desk today. We adjusted the camera a little bit so you can see what's going on. Because, well, we discovered that half of y'all watch our videos more than you download the podcast. And so we want to bring you more better features and more fun. What's up, everybody?
Woo!
What's up, Dave?
Yeah, woo! What's up, Gordon?
How are you fellas doing today?
Hey, I think me and D-Train are living the dream, brother.
I'm happier than a puppy with two paters.
Oh, shucky
Happy
ducky.
fucking puppy.
Don't ever say that shucky ducky shit in here.
I had to.
Really?
Dude. I had to give it to him, man.
No, that shucky ducky shit's so stupid. Here's why.
I've been waiting on that for a while.
Get to this because I've heard that you hated it.
He hates it, man. I haven't done it in a long time, and I want to know the real reason behind it. So fill us in.
Because you're running for president.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to get the Republican nominee to run for president. Who was that? The black guy who owned the pizza fucking joint.
Ben Carson?
No.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't it him?
No, Ben Carson was a heart surgeon. The other cat.
Yeah.
But anyhow, he's trying to run for the Republican nomination, and he gets up in front of the crowd and says, "Oh, shucky ducky." It's like, are you talking to the American people? Or are you doing like a fucking show and tell in front of a bunch of first and third graders?
Right.
You're talking to us like we're a bunch of fucking imbeciles.
Mm-hmm.
And you're wanting our vote. You're wanting to run our country.
Using the word shucky ducky.
Oh, shucky ducky.
Now, what is that? Was that something that went along with his pizza joint?
I don't know what the hell it was. It was
like
stupid.
Shucky Ducky Pizza?
It just struck me as dumb. It's like, talk to us like we're fucking
Yeah.
adults.
I get it. Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It just struck a nerve.
It just, yeah, I see that. I see it right now.
It was just so dumb. It's like, well, what are you doing? Are you trying to run for president or aren't you?
Yeah. What do you?
So at the risk of pissing people off, what's worse, all shucky ducky or the limited vocabulary of our current president?
I don't know. I mean, at least
we
with the
don't talk
limited
politics,
vocabulary, he's not like talking to us like he's trying to talk to a bunch of fucking fifth graders.
Yeah. So that just rubbed a nerve with you that day, and yeah, I've seen it now.
It's so.
I haven't said it in a long time, man, and I don't think you've heard it in a long time, but at least you know.
Great job, Dave.
Yeah, got him all fired up right off the bat, man.
Yeah.
All fired up right off the bat. Hey, big news today, huh?
Hold on, before getting, I want to bring up a song here.
All right, fired up.
To bring us in, because it's going to lead well into this. And I just got to do this and do this and do this.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. Working it.
Come on.
Yeah, everybody gets to see our nice cables and everything, all the electronics. Uh-oh.
It's like crap, though. I don't know why it's coming through like ass.
There's no bass at all. It's all treble. Oh!
Yeah, it sounds like crap. That's horrible.
Aw,
Anyhow,
damn.
that was a song by the Turnpike Troubadours called "Before the Devil Knows You're Dead."
Uh-huh.
And the chorus is, "Raise another round, boys. Let's have another glass. Be thankful for today, because we know it could be our last. Let's leave the world a-laughing when our eulogies are read.
Mm-hmm.
Let's all get to heaven before the devil knows we're dead."
Yeah, right?
And
Wow.
it just, we kind of, yes.
Yeah.
Sadly, this is not going to fare well for our next thing we want to do, Gordon, so I don't know how it's going to work. We're wanting to do Tom McDonald. We'll have to try that, but that's just like crap.
Maybe it's the way they uploaded it on the...
No, I don't know. It may be just all the shit we're piping through, but yep. Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Man.
What? I thought this afternoon when I heard about that,
No, my
And
news story's shot.
my butt. Well, listen,
Well, we got to get out in the open with it.
yeah, you got to,
We're not
because
going to keep that until the end of the show
it's
because
been-
it's all over Instagram. It's everywhere.
everywhere.
It is.
Everybody's weighing in on it right now. But my buddy in LA texted me and said, "Hey, did you hear that, Kobe had died?" And I said, "What?" I said, "Come on, man. Like, in today's day and age, with all the stuff that can pop out on the internet, and there's all these fake death stories that are always popping out. So-and-so's dead, Ozzy's dead, da-da-da-da-da. I thought, here's another story that's not legit. It's just some fake news." And then I went on and I said, all right, let me look into it. And I looked into it and I went, holy shit.
Yeah, I did the same thing when I first saw it. The link said es.pn.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, es. That
Right.
looks like a fake news site. And then when I
Mhm.
clicked on it, it actually loaded the whole page and it said espn.com. And
Yeah.
I did do the fake news double check.
Right. Yeah.
I pulled up a couple of other sites and I saw that it was true.
Yeah.
And
I went straight to the AP on it.
Did you?
I think
Yeah.
the other thing that sucks so much about it is the fact that his daughter was on that helicopter.
Yeah. Gianna, his daughter
and
Gianna.
9 other people and another player who they haven't released the name yet.
Player and father. Was
And
on
the
plane,
family,
yeah.
9 people. And now here's the thing. This isn't like, where did it crash? It didn't crash in downtown LA. Where did it
No,
land?
they said it was in Calabasas,
Yeah.
but I thought Calabasas, that's kind of odd because that's north and he lives in Newport Beach. So that's in LA
yeah, but there's
County.
not. I doubt.
So maybe he was, they had got up early this morning, flew to Calabasas for some sort of training thing. Who knows? But yeah, supposedly it was in Calabasas, and they had a hard time getting to it. Also, by the way.
Here's the scary thing.
My understanding is they were actually flying to a basketball game that
Yeah.
I believe his daughter is on, and it was
Yeah.
one of the players from her team
Yeah,
that was on that helicopter.
exactly. So what's up?
The thing that struck me as crazy,
Mm-hmm.
the thing didn't run into a building and blow up.
No.
Didn't smash into a mountain and blow up. It didn't blow up in the air.
Mm-mm.
The thing fell out of the sky.
Mhm.
And if you know anything about helicopters,
Mhm.
they are designed to hopefully come down slowly so
Yeah.
you can have a controlled crash.
Exactly.
I don't know how high they were flying, but my point is it wasn't instantaneous.
Right. They
Clearly, when they're on that helicopter and they knew. And so that was a long but very short, scary ride.
knew. Damn right.
And when you're in that situation, it's almost better to be an instantaneous
right.
lights out,
Instead of
not a, oh shit, we're heading to the ground.
Yeah.
I love you. And just the whole
Yeah,
complete terror
oh my
and
God.
freak out aspect of it. It's just fucking horrible.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the odd things I want to say about this story is there's two things. Number one, I forgot that LeBron James had passed Kobe Bryant last night for the number 3, I think, all-time scoring leader in the NBA. Had passed Kobe last night. Not only that, last night I had happened to be looking at this gentleman's YouTube channel about helicopters.
Oh, yeah?
And I had looked over, and I think it was the Bell factory in Texas.
Okay.
Bell Helicopter Factory in Texas. And this guy was going over there, and it was one of your favorite channels, Discovery or History Channel.
Oh, yeah, Discovery Channel?
Yeah, one
Don't
of
get me
those.
started on this guy.
Yeah.
Shit, that's freaking loud. Come on. Damn.
That's what it sounds like in my head.
Well,
Sorry
we got
about
a phone
that,
call
folks.
coming in. Hold
Oh,
on.
do
Waterman and D-Train Show. Who's this? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Fantastic. More of the same technical
Double
issues.
mastectomy mean that I don't no longer have breasts because they took them off surgically. Who are you calling a slut? Somebody that is full of shit, just like you. Call me or even my child somebody slutty. You slutty and disrespectful is what you are. And you're going to get sued. I want my package. That's who's a bitch. That's who's a bitch. And I'm not far from
I think
Montgomery
somebody's
'cause
playing
I
a
can
bit.
come
Yeah.
kick your bitch ass with no problem.
Somebody's
And
playing a
who the
bit.
Sounds
fuck
like it.
Are you talking to? Your
I can actually hear it.
family is
I
a
appreciate
white
the
man's bitch.
enthusiasm.
the enthusiasm and the desire to provide content to our show, but at least introduce yourself and say,
Yeah,
hey,
let
how
us
you
know
doing?
who
What's
you
up?
are.
Yeah, so if you want to give us a call and provide some content,
Yeah.
Give us a call at 239-4419, 239-232-4419. That was fun.
Oh, here it comes again.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I might have to block this person.
Second part of the bit.
Well, Waterman and D-Train show. Who's this? Hello.
They got to hit play.
Hey,
Oh.
I don't give a fuck what you call. I don't give a fuck about you calling no goddamn police. You right, bitch. You right, hoe ass. Your mama is a bitch.
Why you gotta bring up my mom?
Yeah.
Why you gotta? Hey.
Where you located at?
Hey. Well, if you shut up, I could tell you.
You a disgrace.
See, this is a recording.
And you not
Of
being
course.
civil.
This is a recording.
You being a bitch. You ain't
The crazy thing is, it came from a different phone
And
number.
you don't listen to bitch-ass shit.
It's a different
Really?
phone number. Yeah. So I can't even block the person because it's a different phone number.
They jumped on it right away. They're like, if we play it and they cut it off, we're gonna call them from another number and all. You know.
But anyhow, we're
That's
trying to talk
funny.
about Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, so last night I'm watching the Bell Helicopter Factory, and I thought I just happened to catch this one guy's YouTube channel where younger cat's got his pilot's license, his helicopter license, and he's obviously a YouTuber. And what he does is his channel's based on experimental helicopters and some of the bigger manufacturers, obviously like Sikorsky and Bell and these other things. Well, they were showing they took the guy up. And they took him in a flight simulator real quick, ran him through the tests. He did okay. And then they're like, okay, we'll take you out to the real deal. And he's with the guy. Well, the second guy he flew with took him on an experimental engine failure at, I think they were at 150 feet.
Yeah, that's one of the things they do during training.
Yeah, they cut it, right?
Yeah.
And
The old auto rotation, right?
yeah, it was
Because correct me if I'm wrong, when the engine fails, the propellers spin the opposite direction as it's coming down.
Well, well, it's not the propeller spins; it's the pitch.
Okay.
Because of the, I'm not sure what they call it. It's the pitch of the blades turn. And what happens is they come down, and he goes, you want to try to get speed as you're coming down. And what happens is when you realize you're getting within 40 feet, 30 feet of the earth, you start pulling back and you change the pitch of those blades, and it shoots all that
Almost like
momentum.
a cushion of air.
Yeah, that momentum, it pushes all that air down once you switch the blades, and it kind of gives you, and it'll let you coast a little bit. You kind of hit the landing pads or whatever they are, and then coast a little bit. But I thought, man, so I was checking that out last night, and just to think that, I was watching that last night, and then this morning or this afternoon here in the news, I was like, that's a weird coincidence, man.
Well, I know that they practice that because Jeff Dunham, the comedian with Peanut, he's a helicopter pilot for fun.
Oh, wow.
And I've heard him on interviews talking about how he has tried to do that.
Yeah. Well, apparently they teach you that. That's one of the big things. They get you up there and cut that engine, and it's like, okay, you need to...
Hey, D-Train, remember those
figure it
seeds
out.
that fell out of a tree that would just spin as they came down?
Yep.
That's exact same principle behind auto rotation.
Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, those C's. It's got
They
the
have
little,
like a single
propeller.
a single blade, and when they fall down,
Yeah, those things are pretty wild, man. But yeah, so I just thought, wow, when I heard the news today, I thought, man, this is bullshit. Somebody's messing around. And then once, like you said, it all started coming out, especially because I guess it was TMZ that first reported it. And, they're fairly reliable, obviously. Very, but sometimes it's like, wait a minute. And then when I started checking into it, I said, oh, my God, man.
Yeah, one of the news sources said this morning it was pretty foggy in that area.
I heard that,
so
too.
That could very well explain what happened.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure a helicopter has the helicopter equivalent of a black box, so it'll be interesting to...
I heard that they said somebody had heard a ping and a shudder from the ground. So they weren't too high up to where some of the neighbors or wherever they were taken off from had heard something like shear.
Yeah.
Who knows? It could have been the tail rotor.
Yeah, it's
more
just,
than likely.
The whole situation just
But
sucks.
41 years old. His daughter was 13, man.
And plus the other people
And then
on board.
then you have all the other people on board, man. Just what a shame, dude.
What's up,
What a
Paul
shame.
Harper, OG5 checking in, Morgan Long checking in, Bill Howard checking
Yeah.
in, Martin Marzuka checking in. And
What
sorry to the
up?
person whose phone call we missed that we had to mute the app because somebody keeps calling, playing some busted
Wanted
ass
to play
recorded
some jokes.
some bits. But that's
auto dialed.
well, that's the problem you face when you don't have a phone screener. Because I'm doing everything here.
Yeah, you're over there working multiple things, man. So, and that brings me to a thing real quick. You guys get into RC cars or anything as kids, man?
I
Or
did. I
planes,
actually
boats?
had it was a clone of an RC-10 that I
Oh,
built.
nice.
And back then you had to build them and put
Mhm.
them all the way together. I hear it's kind of a kit now and it just comes as is. But yeah, man, I used to love those. Those things were fast.
Yeah, but we had a problem with that RC
Yeah,
car.
we did.
Oh boy.
So the first day I had it, I took it out on the street and it's a little icy. It's windy.
Yeah.
Just after Christmas, I made a turn at full speed pretty much. It caught on wind or something caught under it, flipped over and broke the front shock mount off right away.
Oh man.
And so some super glue was applied and a few other things. But one of the weird anomalies we had, we lived at Rickenbacker Air Force Base.
Oh,
Yes.
that's cool.
And I don't know if it was dirty airwaves. I don't know if it was signals coming from the base. But there'd be
Yeah.
times he'd be driving down the street, doing a straight line, and the thing would just,
Take off to
it would
the
just,
right.
yeah,
or
do its
whatever.
own thing.
Really?
Yeah, it would just.
Just frequencies would cross and stuff. Yeah. I'd never
Yeah,
thought
and-
about that.
And it was no cheap knockoff either. It was a substantially
Yeah, my
priced
dad. Yeah, this is
toy,
like
you know?
in
Yo, those things-
1989. My dad dropped good money on this
Yeah,
thing.
a few $100s. Those things were expensive, especially you start getting into the decent ones, man. They get expensive, man.
I'm going to be
But-
very delicate about this because a family member brought this up to me a
Uh-oh.
few days, and it reminded me with the cross pollination, if you will, of signals.
Uh-huh.
So, my dad played in a band in the 70s, and he had all this equipment, and he had a custom bass amp half stack.
Yeah.
And when we would set it up on the second floor of his house in Grove City, and you would hook up like a 20-foot long guitar cord to it, it acted like a stereo receiver, and it would pick up Mexican radio stations.
Right?
It picked up all sorts of shit.
Yeah, I bet.
Which makes sense because it's a receiver.
Yeah. That's what it's supposed to do.
That's his job, is to
Is to
receive the
receive
signal
signals.
coming. I had a family member recently tell me that they were laying in their bed
Yeah.
I think I heard this story.
and their
Okay, go ahead.
ceiling fan picks up local broadcast TV signals, and she can hear the audio from the news
What?
coming out of her ceiling fan.
No way.
Gordon, you're an electrician.
How?
If it was something built in like the 30s and 40s and 50s, maybe, but unless it's like super janky, I would think that there's enough shielding on it that really doesn't happen.
Well, and
How-
furthermore, we're no longer broadcasting VHS, UF.
Yeah, you're not an analog
It's all
broadcasting.
digital.
It's all
yeah.
digital now.
Weird.
And
That's
so
strange.
To be laying in your bed and you're hearing the weather forecast.
Yeah, you start hearing a breaking news story and you're like, what? What? Huh? Am I dreaming?
I don't know
How does that happen?
if it happens. That's my. I don't know.
Oh.
It's just weird. I don't know how that would
Alright.
happen.
Yeah, that's odd. That is odd. It sounds like something out of some weird ass horror movie, man.
Oh, and thanks for Paul Harper, the person. Shucky Ducky. That was
Yeah.
freaking Herman Cain.
Ah.
That's when he was
That's
running.
it.
He was running for trying to get the Republican presidential nominee,
Okay.
and he was doing like a town hall meeting, and that's how it's like. Are you effing kidding me?
Awesome. Thank you, Paul.
It's like trotting it out of the 40s, isn't it? Isn't that some kind of vaudevillian thing?
I don't know what else Shucky.
Yeah, I've
it's
said
just-
it. Now it's in your brain,
It's just
bro.
the whole thing. Always, it just drove me nuts. The fact
Yeah.
that he was talking to his audience of a grown ass.
shucky ducky.
You know-
yeah, that's not cool, man.
I don't know. It struck a nerve with me. I don't know why. It always struck a nerve with me, and I just couldn't stand it. And it just
Oh,
every
man.
time they'd play it on the show, I just roll my eyes. 'Cause I'm like, are you
Oh, I
effing
know.
kidding me at this?
Oh yeah, you'd be behind the glass. You'd drop your head, man, or just look, and yeah, your eyes start rolling.
Gordon, did you ever see the movie A Star Is Born?
I have not.
No, that's the
The third remake of it.
Yeah, it just wasn't on my
Bradley
radar to
Cooper,
really
right?
run out
Bradley
and see it.
Cooper, Sam Elliott, and the funny part is before Sam Elliott's on the screen, you're listening to Bradley Cooper, and you're like,
Yeah.
why is he talking like Sam Elliott? And then Sam Elliott comes on, he plays his brother, and the whole
Yeah.
plot point is that he stole his brother's voice, and his brother was a singer. But
Ah.
but anyhow, the reason I bring this up is Dave Chappelle's in it.
Oh really?
And he does a really great job, fantastic job, great movie by the way. Check it out.
I'll have to.
But I got to thinking,
Mm-hmm.
this because it has Lady Gaga and it's
Yeah,
a
I was
great
about to
movie.
say.
There's a whole new audience coming to age or getting to middle school, 8th grade, 9th grade, and they're starting to come online when it comes to movies of this caliber, or starting to realize actors and things and people their parents and their jobs and what they do and their position in Hollywood. And I got to thinking, you got a whole audience here that grew up on the internet.
Right.
They weren't around in a mental capacity, in a pop culture awareness capacity in the early 2000s. And so they're watching this movie, and Dave Chappelle comes on. And they're like, that guy looks familiar.
Right.
Where do I know that guy? Oh, shit.
Right.
That's the guy from the Hey, Can I Get Some More of Those Blank memes?
Yeah,
They
right.
don't know him from the Chappelle Show. They don't know him from stand-up.
From
They've been staring
stand-up.
at him on Facebook. Hey, can I
Half-baked.
get some more of those Tide Pod memes where he's dressed up as the crackhead
Yeah.
and they always
Yeah.
replace the whatever?
Tyrone Biggums.
Can
or
I get
whatever.
some? Yeah. Hey, can I get some more of those Baby
All
Yoda
scratchy.
memes?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a whole generation of people who they're probably watching that movie like, holy shit, that's the
That's
guy
the
from the
guy.
Can I Get Some More of Those whatever
Yeah.
memes? Not realizing that he's a huge comedian. He had a TV show on for like 8 seasons.
Yeah, man.
It's so funny because, we all, perfect example, our generation, Ugly Kid Joe did a cover of Cats in the Cradle.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, that's a cool song. Meanwhile, our parents are like, hey, Dix, that song came out in the 60s. That's a cover song.
That's an old ass song.
And so it's just always funny, no matter how old you are, when you come online and you start to hear things. And we were driving in the car today, and I was playing some Tribe Called Quest,
Nice.
and I was playing
Oh,
Can
wow.
We Kick It?
Mm-hmm.
And the beginning is, and Nugget's like, what instrument are they playing? I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's a bass line. I said, that's the bass line from Take a Walk on the Wild
Yeah,
Side by
right.
Lou Reed.
Right.
But it's just all, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of funny the fact that there's probably
They
a whole
don't-
group of people who never knew who Dave Chappelle was. They just
No.
and now and they refer to him as the guy from the Can I Get Some More of Those whatever memes.
No shit, huh? Because that's because you're right. They don't research any of the past. They just see
Well,
what's
they just
there in
don't
front of
know.
them.
They're just
Yeah, they
growing
just
up
don't know. Yeah,
looking
you're
at
right.
Facebook, and here's a meme of a guy dressed like a crackhead constantly
Yeah,
asking
yeah,
for
more
other
Tide
memes.
Pod,
And now
yeah.
here he is in a movie in front of him
Yeah.
wearing a wife beater,
Huh?
and it's just kind of, oh, that's that guy.
Man, he yoked up, didn't he?
Yeah, he's
He's
stacked.
skinny like me, man. Just a real skinny guy, and then all of a sudden, just
Boom.
freaking
He's yoked up in that movie.
Damn. He's a good comedian, man. Hell of a comedian. It's amazing those Netflix specials, I guess, he had done quite a few years ago, and I guess shelved those things is the story.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Shelved them at his house. He'd gone out, done those.
Well, he lives on a farm in Ohio.
Yeah, sure does. And shelved that stuff, and then he goes, he made a little joke about how he went, he said he was going broke. He said, I needed some money, so I went into my closet, opened up the door, and went, blew on the tapes, and was like dusted them off, and said, okay, here you go, Netflix. And they said, all right, here's $50 million. And bam, they knew right away.
I'm back.
Yeah, I'm back, bitch.
Well, hopefully he recorded. Clearly he recorded them in digital.
Oh yeah. Come on, the guy.
I was watching a documentary this morning called "Into the Arms of Strangers." It's a documentary that was done in 2000, and it's basically about the Kinder train. Basically, at the beginning of World War II, when word got out that they were starting to deport the Jews to the concentration camps,
right.
there was a group of people who started deporting children into England and Great Britain, trying to find people to take in these German children, these German Jews and Polish Jews.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. You're watching it. Now, keep in mind, the whole documentary was done 20 years ago, 2000.
Right.
Which means all their interviews were done in 1998, 1999
Yeah.
on VHS tape.
Oh.
Even on high-end, even the highest-end quality, for you young cats, back in the 80s and 90s, to save money because film was so expensive and to develop film was so expensive, all the TV shows, all your interviews, your news and everything was done on VHS tape. Even the highest quality of VHS tape.
Yeah.
But it has a look to it.
Oh yeah.
And it looks so dated. But here's the crazy thing. All the footage from 1939 and 1940 was done on 8mm
8mm, yeah.
film.
Yeah.
And so you can tell even in 2000, when they're showing the footage from 1939, 1940, 1944, it's damn near in HD because
Yeah.
it's film.
Exactly.
It's film quality.
Yeah.
And then they cut to the interview, and
It's
it's
tape.
the interview of the surviving Jewish children looks older
Wow.
and more dated than the black and white video, the film from 1939 and 1940, 44, because the resolution and
Yeah.
clarity of which film shot versus the
Yeah.
500 lines of resolution
Well, they
that
could
VHS
adjust
shot.
They could adjust their frames per second, and I think everything.
And
back
film
then, right?
adjusts better to digital TV than
exactly.
VHS does.
Yeah.
And I believe VHS was basically to the standards of what the television resolution was at the time.
And before I checked, because I woke up and Carrie was watching, before I checked the year of making, I was looking at the interviews like, I don't know when this video was done, but these interviews were clearly done in like 1997, 98. One, you can tell by the haircut and the clothing style, but the backdrop had like that, looked like the kind of the weird color backdrops they would do like in your high school photos. And so I hit info and it said made in 2000, which means it was released in 2000, but a lot of these videos may have been shot earlier because this documentary is put together by the National Holocaust Museum.
Oh, man,
and so for all we know, a lot of these videos come in shot in early 90s. They just use the same backdrop.
Yeah.
But I was thinking it's kind of a shame that we have 20 years worth of content that was shot on VHS opposed to film, because it does not translate well at all.
Yeah.
You know what else doesn't translate well from that era, evidently? Generation X. You always hear about millennials versus boomers.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are we?
Well, it's interesting you brought that up. There was an article I read about 3 months ago who's talking about how Generation X is the last, basically the last generation that has seen the old days.
Right, lived a little differently.
About when we were all kids, we grew up outside.
Damn right.
We had video games, but they were rudimentary, and you could usually you could conquer a game in 2 hours. They were very short. They didn't have online multiplayer.
No.
And so you were still outside and riding bikes. You're still going to summer camp.
Yep.
You had your parents were from the 60s, were born in the 50s. Your grandparents were from the World War II generation.
Yep.
And a lot of us were in small towns. Internet didn't exist.
No.
The news was only on 3 times a day instead of 24 hours a day. And
one telephone in the house.
So we got to experience the quote unquote good old days and the innocent days, and then transition. And here we are, experience what everybody's going through now.
Yeah.
And it's like we are the last vestige of the old days before technology.
Absolutely.
I would almost dare say we're the last analog generation.
Absolutely. We were there for the transformation from analog into, obviously digital, man. I mean, guys, I remember having the one phone in the house with a 25-foot long phone cord on it, so you could literally walk around your whole house.
But after you stretch it out a good 20 times, it starts to
turn
into a big old fucking ball.
Yeah, it turns into a damn ball. Yeah, exactly, man. Because you had the one phone, and by God, you want to get some privacy, and you're trying to, there was no cell phones.
2 of you guys have tried to call us, but I had the app turned down because it was so loud when someone was pranking us. So if you want to give us a call, go ahead and give us a call back. We'll answer your call 239-232-4419. If you have any thing you want to add to this conversation, please give us a call. I got some missed calls here. I didn't think I turned it down that quiet. This thing's so fucking loud.
Yeah. But
exactly. Hey, real quick, that was making me think what we're talking about with analog and being outside. I
love it.
When I lived on base, there was a group of friends, and it was very short-lived, but somebody had a whole bunch of vinyl records. And we basically stood out in a field and winged them at each other.
We destroyed so much history.
Oh, man.
I talked before.
That's a pisser.
I talked about this before. At that same base, Gordon and I took all the black cats and all our fireworks, and we're blowing up all of our Star Wars figurines, all the two-legged walkers, the Millennium Falcon.
God, if I only had a GoPro then.
We blew the holy shit out of all that stuff.
Yeah, man. Oh, I think about all that sort of stuff you lose as a kid. Because it's just, and you look at it now, and there's so much of it that's worth money, man. Not all of it, but some of it. Like that damn stupid computer I brought over, dude. That thing's a piece of shit, man. It's not worth nothing unless you're a very niche collector of that sort of stuff. But I'm stoked I grew up in Generation X, man. I couldn't be prouder. I'm seriously, because growing up outdoors and being outside, man. You learn things, obviously.
Sure.
Being out on the streets and figuring out stuff.
Here we go.
I love it, man.
Hit it. Waterman and D-Train show. Who's this? Okay.
Here we go. She's hitting play.
Hit play.
Yeah, hit play.
Come on, hit play. Who's this?
We're waiting.
Waterman and D-Train show. Who's this?
Come.
There you are.
We're,
Get your phone closer to the computer speaker.
make the sound again.
Oh.
Aw.
they drop out on us?
Yeah,
Nah, they couldn't fire it off quick enough.
that's all right. We tried.
They failed.
We got some pranksters tonight, guys.
Pranksters,
we
gangsters,
do.
money hungry jerks.
We were sitting around, a little bored, trying to come up with stuff. But no, I'm stoked because I could not imagine growing up and today, being a kid today. You have access to the cameras on your phones and everything you do, and obviously you can just create a YouTube channel. I mean, a prime example, this afternoon, I was driving into my neighborhood, and I seen two girls, one girl coming outside.
One cup.
I was
Yeah.
thinking the same thing.
No. But two girls coming outside, and the one girl had the camera and filming her friend. Like she popped out the front door and did like a little twirl, and then was standing there. You can see she's obviously talking to the camera, and I'm going, man.
That's awesome, though.
You're 12
See,
years
Gordon and I
old.
were doing that with skateboards and all that, but we had this
Yeah.
VHS camera that was about
Exactly.
that big, and you even had to hold it on your shoulder, hold it down by you.
Yeah.
And then we had two VCRs, two tapes, recording it back and forth. And I had a VCR that
Overdubs.
Gordon showed me you could record audio onto.
Yeah.
Let's try this one last time, then we're going to put this to bed.
Yep.
Waterman and D-Train Show, who's this? Please say something for the love of God.
Please.
Come on, hit play.
Come on.
Yo.
Yo, who's this?
Ah, it's Bleezy.
Hey, buddy.
Yo.
What's up, man?
Talk to us, fella.
Fired off.
Yo, we hear you, man.
Were
What's
you the
up?
one pranking us, man?
I don't think he can hear you.
I don't know why. Oh, well, we're done.
All right.
Phones are done. We're
I
done.
don't know
We
what's
tried.
up. I don't know what's up with the phones tonight, but appreciate all the effort from everybody trying to reach us. That was
But
very
hey.
impressive.
At least so far, the call from Vegas is sounding decent.
Yeah,
man.
you're sounding good.
You're sounding damn good. Man.
Okay, Gordon, you wanted to bring up Tom McDonald's new song, Sober.
Yeah.
Now, I was trying to play videos earlier using Google Chrome, so now we're going to try Edge browser because Microsoft claims it's better than everything.
All right.
We're going to hope the sound quality comes through. Do you want to try to play the song first, or do you want to talk about it first?
Go ahead and play it first. I think that would be the best route.
Okay.
All right.
Cross your fingers.
And who's
Hold on. No, still sounds like shit. I don't know why. That makes me so angry. We've done this before. You know what I'm curious about? I'm just going to close this out. Oh, I can't close that out. No, oh, sorry. We probably lost the live stream, people, because I just closed out restream.io.
we're still up
Well, yeah, we'll see.
for now.
Let me see how this sounds. Let me see if this works. Yeah, that's coming through fine.
It's got a bass to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Anyhow, Tom McDonald's Sober,
Mm-hmm.
featuring Mad Child.
Thank you.
What were you want to talk about, Gordon? Because there's always sound quality issues here. I don't know fucking why.
Well, look at look at all the wires. Go on ahead.
I guess it's more along the lines, especially in hip hop, you know,
try
and even
something.
some of the music we listened to back in the day, like Rehab and that. There was a heavy drug theme throughout.
Yeah.
So what's really good about this one is he basically, I mean, it starts off, "What's up, y'all? My name's Tom. Little while back was an alcoholic, had a mental breakdown like years ago." But he basically talks about what's going on and how he is very proud of who he is today because he became sober. And I just thought it was a nice slice of life and a little different view than glorifying the drugs and everything else.
Right.
And bringing in Mad Child, because Mad Child definitely had some issues. D-Train knows he was from the band Swollen Members. I don't even know if they're still
I
around.
can't even remember. Swollen Members. What did they have?
They're from Canada. Basically, Swollen Members, they blew up in Canada, and Mad Child and Prev One, they launched their own record company called Battle Axe Records. And then they had another band on there called Project Wise, which was pretty good. And they were around for a long time, and then Mad Child kind of went off and did his own thing. And it was great, but he ended up getting caught up doing some dumb shit with some crazy people to the point where his visa got denied and he wasn't allowed into the United States for a while.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when a Canadian can't get here.
Yeah, that
And
is
so they
bad.
basically banned him.
Yeah, they basically banned him. But and
how this
it just again, so he kind of goes through his stuff, and I really wish we could, you know,
I can't hear.
actually play it and kind of break it down. But yeah, it's just it's really good to hear some positive or turnaround life in lyrics in the hip hop world. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, still twangy, man. We got the song going again here, Gordon. I don't know if you caught any of it, but it's still very, very tinny, man.
No, I'm just excited to see that Mad Child has had some issues, and he's so bipolar. One day he's on Instagram getting a tattoo removal done from his face tattoo, talking about it's the biggest mistake he ever made, and then
Right.
like 2 months later he's getting 3 new tattoos put on his
face.
But yeah, he's definitely had a hard road. And it sucks that the playback isn't working for shit tonight because I was going to play a great Mad Child song.
Damn.
But I just don't know.
It's not coming through.
Not meant to
real
be.
well. Yeah,
I
apparently
guess.
not. Apparently not.
Instead of bringing the show down even more to a
Yeah,
screeching fucking
yeah.
halt
Let's not
talking
do
about
that,
it.
man. We
You
were on a
know.
roll here, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Speaking of bands and stuff, I had another gig on Saturday, the old Tribute Band Fest. After last weekend's Bacon Fest with no bacon.
No Bacon Fest.
Yeah, no bacon at Bacon Fest. I was at the Tribute Band Fest, and I got there was a band. I don't want to say their name.
Tribute Band Fest and no tributes band?
It got good.
It got good?
It got good. It took
Did
some
it start?
time.
No,
It
it's like,
started off very. I was just holding my breath and literally just screeching, just like, oh my God. There was a Jimi Hendrix tribute band.
how does that work?
That's what I'm trying to say is,
Did he play it left-handed at least?
No. He was very. He tried. They looked like the guys. There's no doubt. They looked straight out of the 60s.
Well, that's part of the realm.
Part of the realm, right? But as far as the musicianship goes, you can't replicate Jimi Hendrix, man. It's not possible. The charisma, the electricity in the air. The guy himself. It's just not possible. And when you're very monotone, and not only that, his guitar skills were just crazy good too. I mean, just the way he would mix stuff up. And this guy was trying, man, and it just did not work.
Well, let me get a little controversial here.
Uh-oh. Do it.
Didn't work.
Email me at info@d-410.com. Tell me to shut the fuck up.
Oh, shit.
Was Jimi Hendrix really all that good? Or was
That's
it the
what people
time,
say,
the
right?
era, and the drugs?
Right? People say that.
I mean, let's be honest. We heard a lot, in the 90s when, because history and fashion repeats itself.
Yep.
Everything goes in 20-year waves.
Mm-hmm.
Just like all the young kids now are digging on Nirvana and all that.
Right.
So in the 90s, a lot of cats were listening to Jimmy.
Yep.
But when's the last time you seen a 13-year-old boy get excited about Jimi Hendrix? Because I presented the hypothesis a while back, at least in the 90s and in the early 2000s. Jewish boys have their bat mitzvah when they become a man. And the Anglo equivalent to that was when a young boy discovers the Doors, Led Zeppelin,
Right.
and goes out and gets his first blacklight poster.
Yeah, man.
I remember when I first got married, to my first and only ex-wife.
Yeah.
Her 13-year-old brother came up to me and said, "Hey, man, do you know who the Doors are?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd are?"
Yeah.
And I realized, well, all white 13-year-old boys get to the point where they discover Pink Floyd,
Hell
the Beatles,
yeah, man.
and that's kind of like they're transitioning into manhood. That's our version of the bat mitzvah, minus getting the snip because we had that done.
Very good.
But I don't know. Granted, I'm not hanging. I don't know any 13-year-old boys anymore because my family now their kids are 5 or 23.
Right.
And so I don't know if you guys are parents of young white Anglo kids, are they
Asking you.
are they
Dad, do you
still
know?
discovering the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and getting the blacklight posters and
I
and
don't
all
know
that?
if that's even going on anymore, man.
And when's the last time you've seen someone excited about Jimi Hendrix? Does it hold up? I guess is my question.
I you know what? I don't know, because I'll tell you this much: the crowd.
I never listened to him.
I wasn't a big fan, but I did listen to. I bought it like one or two, like obviously Jimi Hendrix, The Experience record. I think I got that at one time, But I wasn't a huge Jimi Hendrix fan, but I did listen to him a little bit, and he was an interesting guy. And you're right, was he really that good? Was he that good of a guitarist, or was
he part of the time,
the time
era?
exactly, to where it was kind of just all over?
Yes,
the
he was doing
place
stuff that
and
had never been done before, but
lighting it on fire and doing his hip shaking Elvis sort of stuff and being all crazy. Well, this guy over the weekend tried, but it just didn't work. And I think these guys need to go a different direction if they're wanting to do this tribute band stuff. I can tell you that right now. That's
What
all
kind
I
of
got.
bands were being tributed? Was it mainly rock?
Yeah,
there a mix?
it was rock. I guess you would say classic rock. Now it started off with a Jimi Hendrix tribute band, and then went into I believe it was Styx, and then we had
well,
Heart.
Styx is kind of right on point because their drummer just passed away.
Yeah, we had Heart.
That was Rush.
Rush, my bad. See,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah,
Send
Rush.
an email to info@d-410.com. Tell me that I don't know anything about my 70s and 80s Canadian bands.
Neil Peart.
Well,
Neil Peart, man. Neil Peart.
Now that we're getting older, you said classic bands, and I'm beginning to wonder if they're now considered oldies as Nirvana.
Yeah,
and are now
it
becoming
could be.
classic.
Oh, absolutely.
It could be. But real quick, we had a Jimi Hendrix tribute. Let's see, what did I say? Styx. Then it was Heart, and then it was Journey, Boston, and then obviously my favorite guys. I mean, those guys are just badass good, and that's the guys from Completely Unchained, the Van Halen tribute band. Man, those dudes, those guys nail it.
Were they the
time.
headliner?
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, those dudes, they got it down, man. They sound better than freaking obviously Van Halen did on that last tour. I heard a lot of people saying
which
that.
lead singer do they cover? Do they cover Sammy
No.
or Dave or both?
They cover They just cover one, and that's David Lee. That's David Lee's version of Van Halen. So, but anyways, yeah, Jimi Hendrix, dude. I don't think, but I had a hard time because I kept cringing. But I'm looking at the audience, and the audience is digging it because they don't really know any better, I guess, or
they're just drunker than you are.
Well, I wasn't even drunk, man. I'm just.
Well, that's my
Is that
point.
possible?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of my point. It's all in the ears of the beer holders.
Yeah, you're right.
And while we're on the topic of bands, how crazy is it that Aerosmith's drummer had to sue them
What?
for rights to try? Basically, Aerosmith's drummer got sick,
Yeah.
and he had to take like a year off.
Right.
And so they got a younger cat to fill in for him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a year later, he feels he's back up to his game.
Up
He's
to par,
ready
ready
to
to-
go. So he contacts the boys, said, "Okay, fellas, you guys getting ready to do the Grammys and some other award ceremony?
Yeah, I'm in.
Not so fast. You have to try out."
What?
They made him
Yes.
try
I've played
out.
with you for 35, 40 years.
Yeah, but we don't know if you're up to par.
Up to speed on the.
So he went and tried out for the band that he was been the original member for.
My God.
For the band he's been recording and touring with since the fucking 70s.
Oh my God, I'd be fucking pissed.
And they told him.
Excuse my language. I'd be pissed.
They told him,
No.
"You don't have it.
What?
You don't."
Yeah, he didn't
So
make
that
it
was
through.
their way of firing him?
The new drummer is younger, has more energy,
Stamina, can
better
keep it-
tempo,
Yeah.
and so he tried to sue so that he could play the awards.
At least the Grammys, right?
And I think he lost.
No. That's
Well, I
messed
mean-
up, man.
Well, plus, how is that going to work out for him? Hey, I'm going to sue the band now. I'm happen to be here. You think there's going to be any good feelings, and you think there's going to be any good chemistry anymore? No.
I get it if you don't want the guy to go on tour because he can't hold up
can't,
and
yeah.
he don't have the stamina, but fuck, let him play the award shows.
at least
You're
let
playing
him.
for 15 minutes.
Yeah, at least let him do the
Now,
big
maybe
show.
we don't know. Maybe he can't carry it.
He can't keep the beat anymore.
What's the
man.
old Bloodhound Gang quote? I sing like a no.
Oh.
I play like an amputee.
I sing like an amputee.
Yeah.
I can't hold
I
a
can't-
note. I can't carry a tune.
Yeah.
So now we made a
Oh.
Bloodhound Gang reference, a Tribe Called Quest reference, and a Lou Reed reference, all in one
one
episode. What other
show.
podcast where do you get that from?
That's
Range.
But that's just insane that he had to. Sorry,
Try
Dave.
out.
You got to try out.
Hey, bro.
Bring your drum kit down.
yeah, load it up in the Pinto, man. Come on down
We'll
to
see you
the
down
old
at 12
studio.
o'clock. Come on down.
Yeah, come on down to the old studio, man. We'll see if you got what it takes to join our badass band. Yeah, see if you can be an Aerosmith.
Martin Mazika, the teacher from New York, grew up in Grove City, Ohio. He asked, "Do you guys get the quote? I'm a rapper and I'm going to go shoot a video around your town.
Uh-huh.
Or is it a big metro thing? Talk about kids shooting videos of themselves 24/7. Yeah, he always posts this video, walk out of his house and there's some cat like trying to shoot a rap video on the
Right.
sidewalk with an iPhone.
Yep.
I don't get that, but what I used to get when I was younger and I first moved to Vegas was, "Hey, I'm a rapper. You want to check out my CD in gas station parking lots?"
Oh yeah.
But to
yeah.
answer your question,
Constant.
Mark Zika, go on YouTube and Google Little Pakistan and let your eyes behold the
Majesty.
the majesty of Little Pakistan. Basically, there was a group of gangbangers in downtown Fort Myers, and they put together a rap group. And Dave and I were talking about the homeless people living down on the riverfront, down by the gazebo. They shot a video right there. They got their cars out there at the Rams, about 30 people out there, and they're doing a song called Little Pakistan. They're trying to convince the world that Fort Myers, Florida is such a hardcore place that we are fucking Little Pakistan.
Right.
That things are so hardcore. Not only is it the worst goddamn rap song, and they actually have the whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police as part of their chorus.
Oh God.
It's,
So what is it?
Oh.
It's almost is that part of the whole race to
Long
see
story
who's got
short,
a shittier life?
half the people I think in that video got picked up by the gang squad.
Oh, of course they did.
During filming.
But yeah, look for Little Pakistan
Yeah.
and behold the majesty.
YouTube that one.
We've played music on here before. I don't know what's up with my system tonight.
I don't know. It
but
sucks
it's
because man,
sad.
I'd love to hear a clip from Little Pakistan right now. Just so I feel hardcore, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. Get it.
Little Pakistan.
Damn, dude. But yeah, people are filming everywhere. It seems. I mean, there's
I
nothing wrong
can't
with it.
say anything because I'm constantly
Yeah,
posting
but see,
videos of
you're
me
doing- yeah, but
recording
bro-
from the cab of my truck on
Yeah,
YouTube.
but I mean,
so I'm not going to be the hypocrite sitting here saying you shouldn't be
no,
recording when
I'm not saying that.
I'm real bad at it.
But I'm just
You know, one of
saying.
these days, some old guy is gonna pull up to him and say, "Put down your phone and drive."
Yeah, you young bastard.
Well, my reply to that, sir, is I'm not holding my phone. It's mounted on my windshield. And if you watch the videos, I'm not staring at the camera. I'm fucking driving. So it's no different than talking to somebody on my hands-free Bluetooth or the person in the passenger seat of my car.
Damn
I can't tell that from my Buick.
But I'm just multitasking. I'm doing the best with the time that I have when it's available to me.
Taking your fucking selfies and.
Hey, you kids, get off the lawn.
Oh my God. Jeez. I hope I'm never like that, man.
We're getting dangerously close
I
talking about how our childhood was
bro,
different.
It's so gnarly, man. I'm like, every day, I'm like, shit.
This
man.
episode of the Waterman and D-Train Show is brought to you by our friends at Computers. Computers has been providing IT service for all Southwest Florida since 2004. Now you're saying, Don, I don't live in Southwest Florida. How can you help me? Well, if you're like Martin Marzika and you send us stuff in the mail, we can fix it that way. Or if you have a working internet connection, we can give us a call at 239-283-1120. We will send you to our website, act-capecoral.com. You'll click on the remote connection, which Gordon got confused with, but we fixed that. And we can log in your computer and we can fix all of your issues remotely, and then we'll just invoice you. But more importantly, you don't need your computer worked on, but you want to protect yourself from the future. You want to protect your files. It's tax season. You want to protect your QuickBooks, your Quickens, all your tax files, all your scanned receipts, all that stuff. You want to protect it from getting encrypted, viruses, hard drive crash. Give us a call at 239-283-1120. Say the word podcast, and we will hook you up with our online backup for 7 cents a gig per month for the entire year of 2020. That's 7 cents a gig per month for the entire year of 2020. And we also offer other online solutions like Virus Scan, which Gordon uses, the Viper endpoint security. We offer two-form authentication, so if you're trying to log into your business using Windows Remote Desktop, which isn't secure, we can put an app on your server so that when you make that connection, your cell phone will pop up, kind of like when you log into Google for the first time from another device, and it'll say, hey, is this you? You hit yes, it'll allow you in your server. You hit no, your server's protected from someone trying to hack into it. We have all those services plus much, much more. Give them a call at 239-283-1120. Now, this is the point where I usually tell you why you're on the website. Go ahead and click on the Amazon link, but no. Screw the Amazon link. Throw it in the trash. Delete it. I don't care. This is the second time where we've had a large sum of money in our account waiting to be transferred to us by Amazon, and they, for some reason, found a reason to say we have violated their terms of services. I guess it's a terms of service violation for me to ask you to go to my website and click on their link. Therefore, I don't know what the hell their link's for. Maybe that's why a lot of the other podcast people stopped doing it. So right before they sent me the large amount of money, they didn't send it to me. They shut down my account again. I'm done with the Amazon thing, so don't worry about clicking on that link. I'm no longer going to beat you over the head with Amazon, but sadly for you, I got to double down on the Patreon stuff. So join Morgan Long and all the boys, all the OG5 over at Patreon. Go to d-410.com. Click on that Patreon link and just sign up for the $1 a month plan. It's $1 a month. It helps us out. We need to clean all this crap up down here. You guys see by my feet. It's $1 a month, or you can sign up for the $3.50 a month plan or the $7 baller plan, and I will send you a free T-shirt. Got new cool shirts like the Fail to Fail T-shirt that I am wearing right now. And we have one more sponsor that I was just looking at.
Nice.
Now I gotta figure out where the hell I put it. I got a bug flying on me.
Nice.
Oh, there it is.
Love the
We'll take it.
sponsors.
Introducing the Green Mark Prepaid Visa Credit Card, the most widely used prepaid Visa credit card when it comes to scamming rubes on the internet.
Thanks to the Green Mark card,
Even that
I was
sounds
able
weird.
to settle my tax code
Yeah.
violations with the IRS. with
Something's
one
going on with the sound card. Even
transaction of
that sounds crazy.
$699. No lawyers, no accountants. What a great deal. And Green
Yeah, all that stuff
Yeah.
used to be clear, and it's all coming in echoey. I don't know why. It's freaking weird.
The audio is very, very treble-esque.
Yeah, this show's going down the shitter real
That's all right.
quick.
It's okay, man. Hey, man, did you ever do anything with that business card I gave you the other
Oh,
day?
yeah. So Dave gave me a business card last week saying, hey,
Yeah.
you too can make $15 an hour
Yeah,
by
man.
becoming a federal census taker.
Mm-hmm.
It's that time of year again where people are going to go to door, making sure you fill out your census paperwork so the government knows how many people you have living in your house, how many people you have living in your town, so they can better figure out which town they want to blackmail by offering more funding unless they don't follow their policies, and then they'll take the money away and say, fuck off. Now, I don't have a problem with the census thing.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with people coming door to door. But no offense to Dave.
Yeah, what's up, man?
But if the quality of people that are coming around to do federal official government paperwork are on the level of a Dave the Waterman,
Yeah, hey,
who
knock,
can't
knock.
maintain a corporate job of any sort,
Yo.
how accurate are these numbers going to be? I could see Dave saying $15 an hour, man. Fuck going door to door. I'll just fill out the paperwork myself, make up
Damn
names,
right,
make up
man.
numbers,
All
sit at
day.
home and cash in. So when you brought me that card and thinking,
Yeah.
wow, they're just walking around in public and offering jobs to random Joe Schmoes
man.
walking down the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It just really, it's like, wow,
Look, this guy
our
looks-
government doesn't have their shit together.
This guy's in need of a couple of bucks, man. Let's get him a job doing census work.
I would hope they were like at least accountants waiting for tax season to come. But just the fact that they're just random dudes who have no job, no tradable skills, nothing that has to do with taking,
Yeah, man.
polling. That's the cats coming to your house.
How many live here? All right.
Looked like they
And-
went down to a homeless shelter to recruit their employees for the
Hey,
census.
man, you know?
Well, now it makes you a little sketchy because if they're just grabbing random dudes off the street, who's to say that these people aren't casing your joint while they're standing in your front door?
Oh, I've thought about
waiting
that.
for you to fill out
Exactly.
your paperwork.
Yes.
2 weeks later, your shit gets robbed because they see that you don't have a security system. They see that your Nest doorbell is not working.
Yeah, right? That's bad news, bro. Bad news. But I don't know, census work seems like a kind of a, pretty legit thing. You're helping out the United States of America get a grip on, where the people are living, if you're black, white, Latino, whatever, and because they take all that info down, right? Like race and
Oh, that's going to be an interesting card now.
all that, man. I was
'Cause
thinking
now
about that
it's
too.
What's your sex?
Yeah.
Male, female.
Yeah, trans,
them,
gender,
those.
Yeah.
And how many people may just F with them anyway and just tell them, this is what I'm going to claim for this instance,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. My household's full of mutts, man. We're just all kind of mixed up, man, in this place. Like, yeah, well, what are your kids labeled as? I don't know.
Are you guys familiar with the TV show Homestead Rescue?
No.
No.
It's a pretty cool TV show. It's about a couple of cats from Alaska who grew up on homesteads, and they travel around the country and they help other people fix their homesteads up. Usually it's, I need my wells run dry and I need water, or I need to put a new storage thing in the ground for my root cellar. Normal, everyday, ordinary homestead problems that need to be fixed.
Yep, you're a homesteader.
And I've seen 3 seasons of the show, and it's usually all the same. Hey, I live in a area that has forest fires. We need to
clean up the brush.
Clean up the, we need to put a 50-yard perimeter around my house, cut down these old trees. Or the problem they're having now is these beetles are eating up these trees and they're drying out and then they're just dead and they're making, so they go cut those down. They're having problems with regular everyday stuff.
Uh-oh.
Now, Gordon and I grew up in Columbus, Ohio. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember it being so far left-leaning back then, but maybe I just didn't pay attention.
Uh-oh. It was pretty left-leaning. I mean, it was a big college town.
They got a show about it?
So the fine family of Homestead Rescue, they get called out to a town that's 45 minutes north of Columbus. It's heavily populated with the Amish. And there's a like-minded family who were living in Columbus, Ohio, probably Powell or Upper Arlington. I'm just assuming. And in 2008, they were one of the families that were risking losing their home because of their mortgage loan. And so, they started to get a real bad taste for banks and big corporate and this and that and the other thing. And they were quoted in the show and saying, we decided we need a place that couldn't be taken away from us by the man.
Oh, boy.
And so they liquidated their assets. They bought like 12 acres, 45 minutes north of Columbus, and they bought this plot. Mm-hmm. But building a cabin? Nay.
Never have.
A yurt? Did they go with a yurt?
Not environmental friendly.
What?
Yurt? No, yurt's too small. We can't. We're visionaries.
Underground house?
Yeah.
No.
Shipping container?
No, shipping container. No, you're taking steel manufactured by the man.
That's true.
That was used by minerals that was raped from the soil to make that. We're not going to use a container. We want to. Go ahead.
I was going to say a couple of logs and some repurposed canvas.
No, man. Come from Mother Earth, bro.
They want to upcycle. They want to take materials that were going to go to the landfill.
Yeah. The canvas.
Nope.
Nope.
Trash
How
cans.
about 31,000 tires?
Oh, God.
Holy
Ohio,
fucking mosquito breeding ground Batman.
Illinois, and Indiana. Now,
31.
If you tell me you're going to take 31,000 tires, cut them into strips, stack them, put a bolt through them, and turn them into basically rubber cinder blocks, I would say that's a grand fucking fantastic idea.
Not a bad idea at all.
No. Now, Gordon, I know you worked at a place called Galleons, and whenever Galleons would get all their shit in receiving, you would take these cardboard boxes and you put in a thing called a baler.
Yeah.
And the baler would crush all this boxes into big bricks, and then you would basically take the equivalent of an unfolded coat hanger and you would put it through the slot, wrap it, twist it, uncompress it, and twing, you got yourself a 6 foot tall by 6 foot wide bale
of boxes.
They took these 31,000 tires. They did not cut them open. They did not cut them into strips that make them easily stackable and secure. They put them in a fucking baler.
Did they at least drain the water out of them?
Oh, it gets better.
No.
Oh, God.
First and foremost, let me just say that usually the Homestead Rescue is a episode of a half hour long.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
like
I keep hitting this stupid intro screen because I'm trying to switch back. I need to rearrange this. But anyhow, this episode was 2 parts.
Oh, that good.
Yeah. So they took these 31,000 tires. Well, first they had to get permission from the EPA.
Yeah, what I was thinking just now.
So they went out and they got themselves a contract with the EPA, and the EPA agreed to allow them to do this under the only stipulation that they can never abandon the property. If they abandon the property, they're going to get fined with an illegal tire dump.
Oh, my God, dude.
So now they're locked into this experiment. And so they got these tires, they're putting them in balers. Now, this has already been done. They've been living in this house. It hasn't been complete for a year. Obviously, they have some beams to create some structure for the roof. But they take the tires and they basically build an half a 3-sided box. So you got a wall here, a long wall. This thing's like, dude, this thing is the size of a fucking. This house is the size of a supermarket. It's
like a fucking triangle.
Well, no, it's a rectangle but missing a wall. And so they have the wall here.
Yeah, I know.
A long wall going down there.
What the hell?
A wall here, and then the south-facing wall is 12-foot glass windows. And then inside they got like a 5-foot wide by 30-yard trench indoors that they're going to plant
Indoor.
a garden because their youngest son is severely special needs kid. So he's living in this fucking shit show.
Oh my god.
And the mom knows that when he graduates high school, she's going to have to retire, and she's going to make her money by creating home remedy medicines out of herbs.
Oh my god.
And so the homestead rescue people get there. They have these bales of tires, and then they're plugging the holes because, once again, they did not cut them into flat strips.
Yeah.
They're plugging the holes with non-biodegradable materials such as soda bottles, water bottles, trash bags full of styrofoam. And so if it's not bad enough you got a house with 3 walls or giant 12-foot walls of tires, they got trash
crammed in the holes.
The exterior wall is starting to buckle and fall out. Actually, it's falling in, so they had to get block and tackle and winch the walls out.
Oh, not good, man.
And so now, how are you going to heat this upcycle majesty of a hippie commune?
Oh, yeah. You're going to... I don't
Just
even want
the
to know.
smell of tires.
Oh, yeah. And then you add a lot of heat.
Well, no worries. Out in the desert, they have this thing called thermal cooling.
Mm-hmm.
Where you run pipes about 8 feet underground.
Oh, yeah.
And it cycles the air back through.
Geothermal.
Natural,
And when you have 6 foot wide rubber walls... Hypothetically, it would stay cool in the summertime from your tubes.
Hypothetically.
And warm in the wintertime. Now, anybody who's ever lived in Ohio knows that that clay soil tends to hold water.
Oh, my God, does it.
And so every time it rained, they have like this... Dude, it's literally like a 3,000 or more, 30... the square footage on this place, basically, they did the math. I think an inch of rain falling off the roof, which they did not put the gutters up, produces like, I don't know, 1,800 gallons of water of an inch of rain from the roof.
Oh, man.
And so all the water is rushing back in their house. Their idea for their thermal cooling didn't work because all the pipes under the house were full of water. They had raccoons.
Yeah, eating the trash
snakes,
out of the tires.
Bees.
Oh, yeah, snakes for sure.
Oh,
rats living in the catacombs that are made up of the tires.
They built a critter habitat.
Yes,
long story short is this group of people who did no real research.
Yeah.
They had these ideologies of trying to save the planet by upcycling, using technology that works great in the desert.
Yeah, right.
But not in fucking Columbus, Ohio.
No, it doesn't.
They can't abandon the place because the EPA will hit them with a fine for creating a biohazard.
They've sunk all their money
Which makes you think, what happens when they croak?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they got to leave it to one of their 6 kids or sell it.
Poor special
But
needs kid.
here's the funny thing. So if you're living in this it's perfectly it's perfectly fine and safe.
Okay.
But if you move out, all of a sudden now it's a biohazard.
Now it's a biohazard.
Why is it safe for you to live into a place that is considered a legal biohazard dump if you're not sleeping
You're
there?
living in a dump?
And it's so sad because their kids, this kid with severe is living there.
Yeah, I know.
I won't get into the whole detail of the show.
Please don't, but that is just bad.
The one wall that collapsed and they bring in a front loader, which is great. They got these 2 big heavy pieces of equipment that's just burning diesel fuel, knocking down trees, basically using industrial strength equipment to fix this hippie house that they were trying. And the greatest thing, like the reason after a year that this thing hasn't been built is they were doing it out of pocket because they didn't want to be tied to a bank. They refused to get a bank loan to get this house completed. And so they're literally taking money out of their check. Like, okay, we can afford 4 2x4s and a sheet of plywood this week.
Box of nails.
Meanwhile,
kids, we're going to go dumpster diving.
Yeah, let's go
get shove in the wall. We need some insulation
materials.
Meanwhile, their house is full of wasps, rats, weasels,
raccoons, snakes.
And they got these poor 3 kids living there. And I was looking at Carrie's like, the saddest part about this.
That is bad.
The kids are just along for the ride.
Oh, yeah. They're just... They
have nowhere to go.
They don't know any better at this point. They're just going, oh, mom and dad know what they're doing. They're building.
Yeah, kids who go to school who watch The Walking Dead probably call them the heapsters.
Oh,
I can almost
After the people who lived in the dump.
those
I can
kids are
almost
getting it.
guarantee you that after this episode aired, the children's services showed up.
Oh,
God.
So I don't mean to laugh at that, man, but you know they
So
had to.
the producers went out and they found some guy who likes mud, and they basically started making cob. It's
mud.
It's
Yep.
where you take straw and dirt and
Make mud bricks, yeah.
and they started putting cob all over the tires so that the sun's not hitting it to help cool it
man.
down. These people had 5 2,000-gallon cisterns in the
Damn.
ground, but not once hooked any water up to it. And
So they're just dank and nasty.
and so every time it
Yeah.
rains and falls off this house, it just washes back in. So long story short, the Rainies graded the yard, so they put up gutters to relocate the water into a man-made pond until these people can get a water purification system around the way. But
Did
it's
they
just,
keep the tire walls though?
oh yeah,
Yeah, exactly. That's the
they
key.
didn't have the money to get rid of them.
Oh, that's a biohazard.
When
bro.
you go around the
government-
4 states collecting 30,000, let that sink in.
that's a lot of fucking.
That's a lot of time, money, and logistics.
Yes.
Imagine if that place went up.
Oh my God, it would be a raging inferno.
And
Anybody ever seen a tire fire?
Oh yeah,
before?
tire
It's
fires are
horrible.
gnarly. You can't put them out, man.
and of course, there's no toilet. They're shitting in a porta john.
Oh.
So the Rainies brought in a septic tank, so they can have some indoor. They're going to reroute the water for the
Right.
toilets off the roof.
Off the roof. Reroute the water.
But
the
it's just-
toilets from the roof.
It's so sad because they're like they've been living in this shithole for a year. They're like 5
Yeah.
years in this project, and you
Yeah.
can just see this couple when they started
Oh.
this. They're just this
They're
ideological hippies. They got these hard leaning, anti-corporate,
Mm-hmm.
man. We're going to go do it.
Yep, we're gonna stick it to the man.
They got these ideas and these policies, but now they're stuck
oh, they are
because they can't
effed.
afford to dispose of the tires. They can't walk away, or they're going to get a fucking prison for creating a goddamn
Hardcore.
illegal tire dump by the EPA. And
You
so
ever heard the term "you can't unring that bell"?
Oh, dude, that's
they
so
refuse to get a
crazy.
bank loan because they don't want to be tied into the man. They're doing this because they don't want someone to come take their tire house away.
Oh man.
And it was just
Their
the
tire
perfect example of dumb policies
Yes.
trying to be implemented poorly,
It-
underfunded.
Trying.
So what was the result?
Yeah,
the end of the show.
There's
What
got
was
to be
the
a
result?
follow-up episode coming.
At the end of the show, they basically took dirt and pushed it up against the side of the house that was leaning. The inside, one of the things the mom would do to try to combat the rodents is the inside, the whole entire wall on the inside is just
Yeah.
covered with spray foam. She would just spend
Cans and cans of
spray
Easy
foam.
Foam.
And so the whole house on the inside is spray foam. But anyhow, they graded the yard. They redirected the water. They got the poisonous salamanders out of her trench. They put some soil in there. She's growing aloe vera and some
very
probably
nice.
pennyroyal tea so she can kill herself.
Yeah, exactly.
But she's starting to grow plants in there so she can start her apothecary business.
Very good. Little
Just
home health care.
imagine the off-gassing from that foam.
All of that, the tires,
Oh,
the
the whole
foam,
thing, just-
the
dear God.
whole thing mixing together.
But like I said, this place isn't just a. It's got 20-foot ceilings. It's like living in a fucking gymnasium made out of
20 foot
tires.
ceilings.
There's no intimacy in it.
Wow.
You're walking around on a concrete slab floor. You got a steel roof, a roof. You got a freaking 50-yard wall behind you that's completely covered in spray foam.
Dude.
So you probably feel like you're living in a freezed-over ice box.
Oh yeah, yeah. It looks like some kind of indoor igloo looking thing.
And from the outside, it just looks like a dump.
Yeah. You pull up.
They-
This is my home.
It'd be different if you did the tire thing and then you
Yeah.
built cinder blocks around it,
Yeah, if you knew.
or put some hardy backer and put up some stucco.
You gotta do some damn
And
research.
saying, hey, we got 6-foot walls because they're full of tires we want to use for insulation.
Exactly.
But these
there
are just
you go.
bales of tires.
Just bales just sitting there
Just
in the
open
open
to the
sounds-
elements.
That's what I'm saying, in the open to the elements.
It sounds less like environmentally minded people, more like garbologists.
Oh man.
It was basically every ideological environmental concept over the last 20 years put into play with no
Right.
financing,
Yeah, no.
and it just fell flat. I mean, look, if you want to build an upcycle house, once again, if you want to take tires, cut them into pieces, stack
if you
them
did it
20 foot
right.
high, put a piece of rebarb,
Yeah.
put a metal plate on top and bottle cinch them down so they're basically become rubber cement blocks.
Right.
Have at it.
Do that. Yeah.
Nothing about this sounds like sober thinking.
Dude, it was so
No.
insane.
This sounds totally out there, man.
And they're
You are
trying to
tweaking.
trap all these animals, and on the show,
They're
they're
trapping
we
the
got
animals.
no. You didn't get all the snakes out of those 30,000 tires.
No, didn't get all the
You
rats.
guys removed
nothing.
one wasp nest, two
Possums.
possums, and a raccoon out of out of a place that's the size of a freaking Walmart or half of a Walmart.
31,000
It's
tires.
insane, dude. It's just
Honey, I need you to buy a couple
What's
more
the name of
cubes
this
beer
show? I
with
gotta
that.
write
called
this down.
Homestead
I've
Rescue.
got to write this down, man.
It's
It's got to be on YouTube, bro.
It's called Homestead Rescue.
Homestead Rescue.
And
I've
the name
got.
of the episode is The House of 30,000 Tires.
Okay, okay. House of 30,000. Got it. I've got to check this episode out.
It's just
It's very intriguing.
it's just the most
Oh
insane
my
shit
God,
I've ever
man.
seen in my life. And I'm just sitting here watching, it's like, oh, I can't wait for because I had it on my
Yeah.
DVR and I watched it. I was like, oh, I need episode 2, and then it came on live. I'm like,
Episode 2, yeah. There's
It's
got to be a
just-
follow-up to
And the
this.
fact they're in Columbus, Ohio, it's just
Like you said, they're taking stuff that they would use in the desert.
yeah, they're taking quality
Ideals.
technology that's proven, but they're not.
yeah,
they're not
ideals.
doing the research and finding okay, this works in dry areas.
Yes,
If you're
this
living
is
in a climate with a lot of
Humidity,
limestone and
yes.
mud, you need to go this route.
Wow.
Not a single lick of.
Wow.
They never mentioned where the power came from. Oh no, I think they had like 4 solar panels out in the yard
Okay,
somewhere,
cool.
but
Some car batteries.
it was just
Not enough to power a microwave.
it's just the craziest goddamn thing ever.
That
seen.
just sounds ridiculous, man.
Gordon, I wanted to do your intro for your news, but we know it's going to sound like shit. So, Gordon, how you doing tonight?
What's up, Gordon?
I am doing fantastic. So we got a little news and commentary coming your way from good old Las Vegas, Nevada. And we already talked about the main story out there with Kobe Bryant, so I will
Yeah.
not continue to beat this one into the
Still
ground.
sad.
It is sad. However, in Phoenix, and this is coming in from the AP, a man was cited for using a fake skeleton to drive in the HOV lane.
Okay.
Well, it's
So
better than
HOV
the old
lanes are
mannequin
actually popping
gig.
up
Yeah, they've
around
done
here,
the
too.
mannequin, yeah. All right, so what's the deal on that?
The 62-year-old man was cited in Arizona this week after trying to disguise a fake skeleton as a passenger just so he could use the HOV lane. The Arizona Department of Public Safety and troopers pulled over the man on Thursday after noticing he placed a fake skeleton in a passenger's front seat. The skeleton was sitting upright, he was wearing a hat, and he was tied to the front seat.
Nice.
Now, let me raise the
So-
question. In this report, they keep referring to it as a fake skeleton. Are they implying that
True.
if this was a real skeleton, it would have passed
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
quality,
what if it was
real, legit passenger for the HOV lane?
Yeah.
That is a good question.
Why
So if
keep
you
pointing
wouldn't-
out the fact that it's a fake skeleton?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's one of them you get from a Halloween store.
Yeah.
So that could be the loophole. If I put a real skeleton, or would that be abuse of a corpse?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess it depends if it's ever been in the ground or if it's been bleached out and sold at a museum.
True.
Or if
man.
it's been bought by a medical supply store, right?
Yeah, man. Just throw one of those
So-
up there.
So they're saying that in Arizona they do cite about 7,000 HOV lane violators every year. And last year there was a man pulled over there with a mannequin wearing a sweatshirt, baseball caps, and sunglasses. So HOV lanes is starting to become a thing here in Vegas. Within this last year, we had it where it went full, like, if you're in there and you don't have a second passenger, you will get probably $200-$300 fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've actually, when I take my little walks during lunch at work, there is a car that I've noticed for a long time that has not a skeleton, but the way his hat's arranged in the passenger seat and safety vest and everything, it looks like they're definitely trying to make it look like somebody's there. So
Well, you got the
People
people
will-
who lean the passenger seat back,
Yeah.
and then they put the seatbelt on to make it look like somebody's,
Yeah,
like
somebody's,
sleeping.
chilling out.
Now,
Yeah.
most people are familiar with the term carpool lane. What does the acronym HOV stand for?
high occupancy vehicle, which is basically anything more than one person in that car.
Mm-hmm.
So that is it. And as you know, California is real big on that.
Oh, yeah.
Georgia has them too. Like when you're driving
Do
from
they?
here to Ohio, like going through Atlanta, they got a lot of HOV lanes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's always fun though. But I'm going to go back to Florida.
Florida.
This is in O-Town, I guess is what y'all call it, or Orlando.
I call it Orlando.
Y'all call it Orlando. I didn't know if somebody made up some BS name for it like they do everywhere else. I think
I'm
Florence,
from
Kentucky is,
Chi-Town. You mean
O-Town,
Chicago?
son.
or Florence, Kentucky is Flowtown, or Flow, or the Flow, or something.
C-Bus. I live in C-Bus. It's fucking
C-Bus.
close, dude.
So what's happening in Orlando?
So the infamous Florida Easter Bunny has been arrested after a hit and run.
What?
Yep, a Florida man who became a video sensation after fighting a man on the street while dressed as an Easter Bunny was arrested and tried to use the costume to elude his capture.
You know, maybe not to interrupt your news, but I'm looking at the Facebook live feed. And one of our listeners said Aerosmith just killed it on the Grammys right now, so maybe they had a point by not letting their drummer play.
Maybe that guy was that bad.
Thank God we don't have a lot of Grammy watchers. Well, maybe we do. That listen to this show. But moving on, Antone McDonald became an overnight phenomenon when this video captured him fighting a man on the streets in Orlando last year. Earlier this month, Mr. McDonald was driving a motorcycle when he ran a stop sign and crashed into a carport before fleeing the scene, all according to the Florida Highway Patrol. The carport collapsed on top of the vehicle. So deputies went to Mr. McDonald's house, spotted a gray car that driving away, and found him lying in the back seat of the car. When the deputies went to arrest him, he denied it because I wasn't in any crash.
Wasn't me.
I wasn't in any crash. However, I am the Orlando Easter Bunny. Google it. So he said, according to the arrest report, the Orlando Sentinel reports authorities asking him to remove his costume before arresting him. He is charged with leaving the scene of a crash involving private property, driving with a suspended license, and operating a motorcycle without a license.
How bad do you want to be famous
That's pretty bad.
that when you get pulled over or apprehended for wrecking your motorcycle, you got to point out the fact that you're the guy caught on video in an Easter Bunny outfit assaulting somebody? It's just stupid.
It's like the like bum fights have become something more, right? And I got one final story out of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have two stories. So the one of them out of Las Vegas is a Nevada woman sentenced for killing that she blames on spirits.
What?
Wasn't me, man.
Yeah.
And that Nevada woman said she shot a gun at spirits who attacked her roommate and was sent to prison for the man's fatal shooting.
Killed the guy.
Fuck is wrong with
What
people?
the hell? That is so bad.
One Kiana. It's not even funny because the poor guy's dead.
I know it sucks. Just fill me in. Tell me about it.
So Kiana Hawkins, 30, was sentenced to 11 to 28 years in Nevada prison.
Jesus Christ.
Hawkins was evaluated and found competent to stand trial in June before she pled guilty to the charge of murder and entered a plea agreement because evidently she realized her original statements were pretty flimsy.
Oh, yeah.
Andre D. Smith, 49, was found dead May 3rd in North Las Vegas apartment he shared with Hawkins. The Clark County Coroner's Office found that Smith died of gunshot wounds to the head and ruled the death a homicide. According to the North Las Vegas police was called to the apartment after Hawkins told the emergency dispatchers that she believed spirits had killed her roommate. So that's the 911 call right there.
Oh, I'd love to hear that phone call, dude.
Well, we'll try to get our audio fixed for next week.
Yeah,
Man,
so
that is
Hawkins
bad.
told police spirits appeared in the room with Smith, including one that came out of his body. She compared the experience to being in a virtual reality video game. I'm thinking there's some meth involved.
Something.
And Hawkins told officers she shot the spirit in self-defense. So, what is behind that? We have no idea. So
People see shit though, man. I mean, apparitions, I guess. Not, I don't know if it's the brain playing tricks on you, but that doesn't sound. That sounds like she just bluntly killed the dude, and obviously you had to come up with a story.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too, because she
obviously.
recanted her statements. So we've heard of this coronavirus, right?
Yeah.
Well, Arizona, California cases push U.S. tally of this new virus to 5. So let's kind of be careful out there, guys.
That's what you get for trying to be a world traveler. Stay home.
Yes, and living in the town I live in, there is a lot of people from Southeast Asia.
Oh, yes.
So the U.S. has 5 confirmed cases of this new virus from China, all among people who traveled to the city at the center of the outbreak, which, from what I understand, has been basically sealed off by the country of China. 2 new cases reported Sunday, one in Los Angeles County in California and the other in Maricopa County, Arizona. The later case was someone who with ties to Arizona State University who did not live at the school housing, thank God, and had a history of travel to Wuhan, China. State health officials has said. So this thing's getting out there. It sounds like it's going to be the new SARS or MERS virus or variant of.
Oh, that's insane.
It's going to be Corona all day long, and I'm sure their beer sales are going to fall.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
I don't know. You have those
Corona.
guys who, I'm going to get me Corona. I ain't scared.
Yeah, I ain't scared of no coronavirus. I'm going to drink 12 of them.
Well, I think it's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Waterman D Train Show. We usually have some music that comes out. Damn. And, we've had a good long run without the technical issues. I think we've gone a good 6 or 7 episodes. And
We have.
Sadly, I think early on when we were buying equipment and testing new things out, I think we scared a few people away. Hopefully they'll come back at some point. So spread the word that we have quality microphones and things are getting better. But next week, we'll get the sound sorted out. So thank you guys so much. And as we always say, life is short, life is hard. Do what you got to do to support your family, your community, accomplish your goals and your personal best, because one day you may wake up dead. Gordon?
I can be reached at Aegis1974 on Instagram. By the way, next week may be on a Monday because we have Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes, we do, boys. It is. Let's go ahead and schedule that for Monday because nobody's going to be checking us out on Sunday, man.
Except for people who don't like Super Bowl.
Especially since the Patriots aren't in.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
thank you, Gordon. Dave.
Rock and roll, man. Hey, we want to thank everybody for joining us again. Feel free to give us a call anytime throughout the week at 239-232-4419. Leave us a message. Let us know what's on your mind. You got a show idea, anything like that. And once again, hey, everybody have a stoked week, and we'll see you possibly next Monday.